Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday. It is the first day of February 2023. I hope you're safe and healthy on this Hump Day Wednesday and that your family is also safe and healthy. I say these things every time I do a video because it helps myself and others remember that they are more important things than a basketball game. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who are every day trying to save lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks clean and disease-free. And those also that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children that are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims of pornography and child pornography, the victims of prostitution and child prostitution. It's a shame we even have to have these things in existence, but that's the real. The victims of human trafficking and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things, the profiteers of these things, and the perverts that create this heinous industry and market. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. Nearly 600,000 men, women, and mostly children in the streets of the United States of America. And increasingly, elderly people 65 and over. And millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. So there was a basketball game last night at Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks lost to the Lakers in overtime, 129-123. I always try to wait to the next day. And I told y'all why. Because just like y'all, I get emotional about the games. But I also have enough sense to understand my emotions will not provide adequate analysis of the situation or of the game. Okay, so I try to be objective and fair about my team. Not overly negative like some people are. Not throwing all my hate toward it like some people do. But trying to be objective with my favorite team, the New York Knicks. So I learned some things over the last night, but a couple of games. Of course, it was a disappointing loss last night. But a couple of things I learned about, first, Tom Thibodeau's offense. What I noticed about Tom Thibodeau's offense is generally it has a couple of aspects to it. But the main aspect that I'm noticing about that offense is that for the starting five, it tries to set up one-on-one opportunities for Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and then R.J. Barrett. And when Barrett is off the floor, Emmanuel quickly. So it tries to set up one-on-one opportunities for them to get the most shots. Grimes is also a tremendous shooter, but he is sort of like a safety valve. He is the guy that is primarily your best perimeter defender, but you want him to be there for the open look threes, which really impresses me about what Grimes does, because he doesn't get plays called for him. And he's going to be something else, man. We got something in the ground. Forget OJ Anunoby, okay? We got something else right here. So forget OG, but that's another story. So what he tries to do is get one-on-one opportunities for Brunson, for Randle, and for either RJ or Emmanuel quickly. So everything that's being done is being done with that in mind. If the defense is overplaying so that you have an open shot, that's where Grimes comes in, okay? Or a Toppin or McBride or whoever is not one of those three guys or that fourth guy in Emmanuel quickly. So the defenses, what they do in response to that is they play zone. They play zone. They play a matchup zone so that everybody's kind of staying in place and they don't want anybody to be in a mismatch. And so the Knicks, as you saw, they're trying to invite the Knicks to shoot from long range, therefore, and not allow any of those guys to have one-on-one opportunities. And so that's how this game is working. So the Knicks have to learn to attack that zone. A couple times they do it by having somebody flash middle and they get the ball in the middle, and then that person has the decisions to make, options, go to the basket, pass, spray it out, whatever. But that's basically what I'm learning. That's Tom Thibodeau's offensive scheme. So he is trying to get, because there's nobody generally, last night, there was nobody on the floor that could guard Julius Randle one-on-one. There was nobody on the floor that could do that. Okay. But what's ended up happening is Jalen Brunson is technically the point guard, but he is not playing like a point guard. He is looking shoot first. That's what he does. He looks shoot first. And Tom doesn't mind that because that is his strength. When you look at it, see, when I saw him in Dallas, I thought he was doing that because he was playing off of Luka Doncic, who really is the point guard. But that's just Jalen Brunson's game. He's not the point guard type to set up the offense, to get everybody in place, to find the hot man and get him the basketball. No, he's shooting first. Okay? Now, with that in mind, also we have to understand who Tom Thibodeau is. Tom Thibodeau, like for example, I was waiting to hear his explanations after this loss. And I listen intently to what he says. Because I really, as you all know, I believe in Tom Thibodeau. So I'm not saying he's perfect, but I listen to what he says, the rationale behind the moves that he makes. And on the last play of regulation, he said there were 3 options on that play. Now, this is indicative of the Knicks and of Tom Thibodeau and of Julius Randle. He said there were 3 options. So the play was designed so that they could go 3 different ways. He didn't reveal what the 3 ways was because I'm sure he's going to use that play again in the future. But when Julius got the ball, he immediately went at the basket, didn't look at any other options, okay? And he missed the shot, obviously. Julius Randle is an extremely talented player. If I'm going to hang this loss on somebody, it's on Julius Randle. And I'm going to tell you why. The last play, the play that was the real dagger play where LeBron got the and one. And this is indicative of the game. So I think it was Schroeder or Russell Westbrook. One of them had the ball at the top, coming across the time. I think it was Schroeder. So you had somebody guarding him. And Randle is supposed to be guarding LeBron. Instead of looking at LeBron only and playing, at that point, you want ball denial on LeBron. He shades toward doubling the ball handler. LeBron immediately does what LeBron's going to do. LeBron is, you might love him or hate him, but I've always hated him because he's always against my teams, but I respect his talent. He's always been one of the highest IQ players I've ever seen. And immediately he goes backdoor, gets the ball, layup, +1 game. Why would Julius Randle in that situation look to double the ball instead of face guarding and ball denial on LeBron James? I don't know. But that type of lack of defensive IQ was being displayed all night last night. Okay, it was being displayed all night. Somebody would say, well, why don't the Knicks trade Randle? Or why does Tom Thibodeau play him? Look, he's the best player on the New York Knicks. He's all-star talent. I don't know if he helped this cause last night, but he's all-star talent and all-NBA talent. Physically talented. He is not the highest IQ ball player. And he was doing a lot of those mistakes last night and looking at other people. Okay? Missing defensive assignments, especially. A couple of times, he has this habit of hanging out like he's playing center field, in the middle of the court. And his man and the guy he's supposed to be looking at is running all around him and getting layups. That happened last night. So if I'm going to hang it on somebody, it's on Julius Randle. But I have to also say he's our best player. Thibodeau knows he's our best player. And he puts forth ultimate effort on both ends of the floor, especially this year. So Thibodeau is the type of coach that he has respect for his veterans, and he's going to ride them. So he's going to ride Julius Randle. He's our best player. Now, until we get somebody better, if we ever get somebody better, the superstar we've been talking about, if that guy comes around, now you have something, okay? But Julius Randle right now is our best player. So Tibbs rides him for good or for bad. Every time offensively, and Thibodeau said it, and he says it a lot, but most people don't want to listen, but he said there were 3 options on the last play. You have to make the right read. This is the reason he likes to play veterans. Because in the NBA, if you're a veteran, you've been in the league several years, you know how to read a play. Defensively, offensively, especially in this case, we're talking offensively, he looks for you to make the right read. Take what the defense is giving you. Okay? even though Julius's IQ is low, he still has that faith in him to say, make the right read, Julius. Even though usually he doesn't. But I can't say that. This year's been 50-50. But defensively, yesterday he was out of sorts. And on top of that, it felt almost like he was, like against LeBron, he has so much respect for LeBron that it kind of, usually when he plays the Lakers, he is ferocious when he plays the Lakers, especially when he plays against Anthony Davis. The year that we went to the playoffs 2 years ago, he was destroying Anthony Davis when they played head up. But he has so much respect for LeBron, it almost dulls his game a little bit. And LeBron, I didn't realize how much bigger he is than Randle. LeBron's a full 6'9", 260, 270. Randle ain't no little dude. He's 6'8", about 250, but he looks small compared to LeBron. And then he wasn't playing his usual game. And I think that threw him off last night. I'm not giving him an excuse, but this is what happened. He was 6 of 19 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3. He had 12 boards, 5 assists. And by the way, the Knicks as a team had 27-6, was going to bring me to my next point. But he just wasn't completely himself. He was out of sync last night. And I think LeBron had a lot to do with it. So he just wasn't himself, and Tom's still going to ride him, good or for bad. See, y'all got to remember, this is year 3 of the 5-year plan. We're not there yet. We're not like the championship contender yet. So you got to go through stuff like this. Once we get that superstar, we get to the next level. Okay? But for right now, this is what we got to deal with. So it was a bad night. Miami beat Cleveland last night. We lose to the Lakers. We're, game and a half now behind Miami. It ain't over. I mean, it's a long season still. There's still 30-something games to go. But it ain't, this was a big loss on multiple fronts. Last night, Tibbs actually went 7 players on his rotation because, I call it almost 7 in the pot because Obi played 9 minutes, 59 seconds. So you can say 10 minutes for Obi. Deuce played only 9 minutes. And so, I don't like that because you're not utilizing the defensive guys that you have. And then Grimes got 12 shots, which is okay. I'd like to see him get 13 or more, but okay. But this kid, getting the ball in the spots he was getting it, his baskets came on second chance opportunities. Grimes, the 2 guard, second chance opportunities at the rim, cutting, and then the assists he made. He is something else. And that first step he has is one of the quickest in the NBA. I don't know, this guy's quicker, I'm sure. But that first step on Grimes is amazing, man. And so, he's going to put it all together. He's only in his second year. When he puts it all together, he's going to be a major problem, okay? I am so glad that Tibbs is starting him in his second season. But in that, now with regard to the assists, I realize it's weird. But the more Emmanuel Quickly plays, the more assists the Knicks get as a team. Now, he played last night. Quick played 38, almost 39 minutes and had 8 assists, 19 points, 8 assists. And again, he's +3. Every time this guy's on the floor, call him shooting guard, point guard, whatever you want to call him, he's a ball player. He's always plus. And when he plays heavy minutes, the Knicks get more assists. Okay, so last night he had 8 assists. Brunson had 6. Brunson played 44 minutes, had 6 assists. Randle had 5, 43 minutes. So I mean they led the team, but it was Quick that had 8 assists last night. When the more Quick plays, the better the ball moves. It's weird, but that's what happens. Okay, I don't want to lose this kid at all. I don't want to lose him. Okay, when we do get that superstar, you're going to want to have Emmanuel Quickly on your team. Okay? You're going to want to have Emmanuel Quickly on your team. So, yeah. But overall, we have to work with what we have and deal with what we got and don't whine about what we don't have. So we got Brunson. He's not a point guard. He really is a shooting guard. So, okay, what needs to happen and what I feel like they're trying to accomplish is surround Brunson with defenders because he's going to shoot. It's like what Larry Brown did with Iverson in Philly. Surrounded him with defenders because they knew he was going to shoot. They wanted him to shoot. Well, same situation here. Brunson is a guy that's going to shoot the ball. Last night, he took 29 shots. That's a lot of freaking shots, man. I didn't look it up. I don't know where he stands. When y'all look it up, I didn't look it up where he stands in the league in terms of shot attempts because he takes a lot of shots, man, and he was missing a lot. Let me see if I can look it up. Yeah, I mean, he takes a lot of shots. 29 shots he took last night. LeBron takes the most in the league. It says LeBron takes 23 shots, field goals attempted per game. Let's see. You know, it's funny. He's not. Let me see. But I missed him. I don't see his name. I thought he'd be higher on this list. Let's see. I don't see his. I see Randle at 17 and RJ at 17. That's weird. I don't see. I'm looking for Brunson. I don't see his name up here. But he takes a lot of shots though. I know that. Let me just see if I can find him. He takes a lot of shots. There he is. They have him at 17. They got all three of them guys, Brunson, Randle, and RJ at 17. Each of them taking 17 shots a game. Yeah, but last night he took 29 shots, man. I was like, dang, this dude taking a lot of shots. So he was 13 of 29. He had 37 points, 6 assists, 9 for 9 from the free throw line. Now the thing about it, Brunson, is he's at his best of obviously in crunch time, at the clutch. That's where he's at his best. You know, you want him with the ball in his hand. But the key thing is to get to that point of the Knicks. Everybody else been kind of suffering, but it is what it is. So you have to surround him with people that can defend. Julius Randle has the ability to defend. He just doesn't have the IQ. He gets easily confused on defense. Like, again, at the end of the game, the crunch time play, when we needed a stop, he should be ball denying LeBron. Instead, he's looking to leave LeBron and fade toward a double team. That kind of stuff, okay? But RJ gets benched last night. He played 27 minutes. He stunk last night. RJ did. And I'm not going to be one of these, fly off the handle fools that talk about RJ always stinks. Some of y'all need to go to a doctor or something because you're unbalanced. But no, he stunk last night. He did. And Tom sat him. See, RJ's 22. He's not Julius Randle 28. Tom ain't going to sit 28-year-old Julius Randle. But he's going to sit 22-year-old RJ, especially when he's got 23-year-old Emmanuel quickly balling. And so he played quick down the stretch, which I'm glad he did. It was a good move. I am a little disappointed Sims didn't get more time than Hartenstein. Hartenstein played good. He played 40 minutes yesterday. He had 16 points, 13 boards. He was playing really good yesterday. But I wanted to see Sims. Sims didn't get untracked because of early foul trouble. And I think that's what held him up. I hope this doesn't encourage Tom to think he should play with Hartenstein more than Sims on a regular basis. Please don't. But it was a tough game, man. The Knicks had 6 players in double figures. 6 players in double figures. They had 45 rebounds last night. They out-rebounded the Lakers. They only had 9 turnovers. Again, 27 assists, 9 turnovers, 45 rebounds. Everything was going, for the way the game was going. Again, our problem is not offense. They scored 123 points yesterday. Problem is that they gave up 129. Okay? The problem is defensively. And so Tom is right. He said, we got to fix this. He's right. This is where you get, you're going to have to do it. So this was that type of game. We lost the game. It was a big game. Got to keep grinding. Right now, the Knicks are, hold on. I think they're 27 and 25 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 27 and 25. They're in the seventh seed now. Seventh seed. They're 2 games behind the Miami Heat in the seventh seed right now. We're gonna have to grind. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, if you're expecting a championship team right now, forget it. We're not a championship team, but we're building toward a championship team. And I heard somebody talk about, 25 years I've been seeing the same thing. Some of y'all need to stop tripping. This is a new regime. Would you like somebody to put all of your past sins on you for today, or all the past that you had on one, when you're changing a new leaf right now? This is a 2.5-year regime. Judge them on the 2.5 years, not on the last 25. Dolan just said the other day, he got his hands off. Okay, so this is a new regime. And this regime, what they have done, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to make the playoffs for the second time in 3 years. They collected a whole bunch of draft assets. They got a whole plethora of young players. Chill out, y'all. This ain't the championship team yet. Okay, now, speaking of that, we talked about this summer. Forget OG Anunoby. Forget him. First of all, he's not even as good as RJ. He's just not. I'm sorry. Okay. And this is a Masai Ujiri driving up his price. That's all this is. Putting it out in the media and people buying this crap. The guy averages 14 points a game. The guy hardly played 50 games in the season. Come on, y'all. He ain't all that. He ain't. I'm sorry. He ain't gonna show ain't better than Grimes. Forget it. Okay? Forget it. He ain't Grimes. Okay? So y'all need to chill on this. But there's a couple of players out there. A couple of names that was mentioned by Ian Begley yesterday. Important. Malik Beasley, Sadiq Bey, and of course Alex Caruso. Now, my prediction is, Raw Hebrews prediction. If, and it's a big if, the Knicks make a move at the deadline and acquire one of these 3 guys, then Tom is going to go with a 10-man rotation. At that point, he's going to go with a 10-man rotation. Okay, and then you're going to see really a 5-man mob deep come in there, and that's going to be good. Okay, but for now, he's going to stick with the 9 that he trusts. Let's talk about these guys one at a time. Malik. Now, Beasley is a natural. Like I thought he would be a future starter when he was drafted by Utah. Not Utah. I think he was initially, I forgot who initially, Denver. Denver had him initially. And then he went to Minnesota, and I thought he would become a starter. He never did become the starter, but he is a really solid bench piece. Very streaky shooter. But the problem with Malik, and I'm not even dealing with any other possible issues off court. I'm just talking on court. The problem with Malik is he is streaky and he's getting $60 million. Okay, he's getting $60 million. So $60 million, we can put it this way. Sadiq Bey is getting 2.9. See? So Malik right now is on a $60 million deal. Let me see I think he's got another year on that deal at like $18 million. I'm pretty sure of that. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think he's got another year. Yeah, he's got 22, 23, 15 million. Well, wait a minute. No, that's not true. Club option for the summer for 16 million, Malik. So he's expiring. Okay, so that's a possibility. But then again, you're dealing with Danny Ainge. Okay? Then there's Caruso. Caruso I think he's got $9 million left on his deal. That's a very reasonable contract. It's not expiring. I think he's got one more year at $9 million on his deal. Chicago would probably be looking to blow this up, as they should be looking to blow this up. This is not working out in Chicago. Chicago fans are very similar to New York fans. They're probably ready to fire the coach, clean out the house, and do everything over again. So I don't know how the management's going to feel. I don't know about their management. But right now, you got a non-guaranteed deal for Caruso for 24-25. 23-24, he's got $9 million. So right now, he's got $9 million. So that's a reasonable money right there. That's reasonable money for a guy that could be in your 10-man rotation. And so I like that. And then, of course, there's Sadiq Bey. He's my number one on this list of guys. If you're talking about Beasley, Bey, and Caruso, Sadiq. Sadiq's on his rookie deal. Sadiq is a starter level dude, and he's coming off the bench for Detroit. I don't know why his name is even being brought up. Detroit should be building around him. See, Detroit got Cade Cunningham. They got Cade Cunningham, of course, and they know we got Jay and Ivory. They got they call him Beef Stew, Isaiah Stewart, and then of course they got Killian Hayes. They got a nice nucleus of young talent. Sadiq Bey is part of that talent. I would keep him. I don't see why his name. I'm going to have to discount this one because I couldn't understand why Detroit, unless Sadiq wants out. I don't know why Detroit would trade him. Okay, he's too valuable. He's a really good player. Coming out of Villanova, of course, just like Jalen Brunson, he would fit perfectly in a 10-man rotation. Perfectly. So, I don't know. And then he's playing for his next contract, so he would be a monster, man. I like Sadiq. Sadiq is, he's one of them dudes, man. So I like him. So I don't know if they really, I'm going to have to discount that one because I don't think, if we was to get him, it would be a tremendous game. I'm going to look more at Caruso. He's the most realistic. Now, either one of those guys, though, I don't think we get Malik, but either one of those guys, whether it be Bey or Caruso, they may have to give up a pick, a number one pick. And the reason is because I'm thinking they're going to attach Evan Fournier's contract to it. Okay? They're going to have to add a pick. And I don't mind doing that. The Knicks got a plethora of picks. So you can add maybe the Bucks protected, top 10 protected 2025. Okay, I would maybe take that one and put it with Evan Fournier and then go get an Alex Caruso or Sadiq Bey and try to make, send other players to make the money match. But I would like to do that because that way we're getting off of Fournier's contract and we still got a young player, a decent player that can fit in the rotation. As far as Cam is concerned, I think they already got, like Ian Begley said, they got standing offers for Cam. I think they're just waiting until the deadline to see who comes up with the best offer, and then they're gonna go with that. So you're gonna basically have a second round pick and maybe a rookie contract guy come back for Cam. So that's gonna be done. I'm just seeing if they can get rid of Fournier's contract. Now, if they do all that, like I said, if they move Fournier, D Rose's contract is expiring. And Cam's going to be gone, and he's expiring. They're going to replace him with minimum contract. So now you're going to have like $40 million, okay, coming into the offseason. If you take a Caruso on, you're going to have $9 million less, $31 million. They can create space, though. They have ways to do it. Believe me, they have ways to create space. The year that the Miami Heat signed LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, they didn't have no space. And then Riley went into business, and all of a sudden they had the space. There's ways to create space, y'all. So this summer, they could go after a superstar if one wants to become available. And I mean a superstar. Just for your information, my definition of a superstar is you take the all NBA players, especially let's say over the last two seasons, and see which names keep appearing in your top two teams. Not your third team, your top two teams. Which names keep appearing in your top two all NBA teams? Because that's the guys we're talking about, okay? A guy that has a career year, like a Julius had a career year one year, not yet. Or DeMar DeRozan had a career year last year, no. But I'm talking about a superstar. Now, DeMar DeRozan is $27 million. If he's expiring, which I don't think he is, I think he's got another year left on his deal. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, DeMar DeRozan's got another year at $29 million left on his deal. No. So, a superstar though. So look at your last 2 years, even 3 years, 2 or 3 years, all NBA, first team, all NBA, second team. Those are the guys we're talking about as superstars, okay? Below that tier, the next tier would be a DeRozan, a KP type of guy, okay? All-star level type of guy. But that's not superstar, but that can help the Knicks. Now, DeRozan, I mean, I don't know. That'd be a bigger risk to me because of his age. 34? You're talking about 34. I know he keeps himself in shape, but man, 34? You're going to pay $29 million? That's a lot of money, man. KP is 27. See? So I could start him. And I could bring MitchRob off my bench and set him Mob Deep. And we could be a tremendous squad. That's second tier. But I'm really looking at first tier. That is, again, look at just 2 or 3 years All NBA teams, and then let me see All NBA. Yeah, let's look at All NBA year by year. So, okay, so 3 years ago, Giannis, Tatum, Joker, Booker, Doncic. For second team, DeRozan, Durant, Embiid, Morant, and then Stephen Curry. Okay, those are superstars. Now, second, then go to the next year after that. That's 21, 22. All right, so let's go back to 2021. Giannis, Kawhi, Joker, Stephen Curry, Doncic. See, same names you got coming up. Second team, Randle, LeBron, Embiid, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard. So some person's like, okay, Lillard's gonna cost you $50 million. I don't know, maybe. Chris Paul, yeah, he's hurt too much and he's old. Embiid, I take LeBron now if I could get him. Doncic, of course. Stephen Curry ain't going nowhere. The Joker probably ain't going nowhere. Kawhi's possible. Giannis possible. See, that's what I'm saying. And again, you go back even 2019, 2020. Giannis, LeBron, AD, thank you. James Harden, no. Duke Doncic, again. Kawhi, Siakam, Joker, Dame Dollar, and Chris Paul. See, these guys keep hearing. Now you got, last year, Jason Tatum. Yep. Joker, yep. Giannis, yep. Booker, yep. Doncic, yep. KD, yep. Joel, yep. Ja, yep. Curry, yep. See what I'm saying? Those are guys we're talking about. I don't want the Leprechaun. He was third team last year. Maybe Siakam, maybe, but he's not a superstar. Karl-Anthony Towns is weak, but he's from New York, maybe. Maybe, and I mean maybe. But the guys I definitely be looking at, Doncic, Morant, Embiid, Durant, Joker, Tatum, Giannis. Those are the superstars. Those are the guys. Okay? Those are the guys. So that's the kind of money we're talking about. Or the up-and-comers. Like your Anthony Edwards type guy. But up-and-comer type guys that are coming. Evan Mobley. Oh, guys, let me see. Hang on. Let me get my all-rookie team. Let's get my all-rookie team. But, yeah, all-rookie team. So that all-rookie team from 3 years ago. These are the guys that up and come. LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Sadiq Bey. Okay. And man, quickly with second team. Desmond Bain, Pat Will, all-rookie teams. All right. That's 2020, 21. 21, 22. Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley, Franz Wagner. Jalen Green, I'm not that hyped about. Josh Giddey, Bones Highland, Ayu Dosunmu, Chris Duarte. They're all right. But of these dudes, Scotty, Cade, Mobley, Franz Wagner, LaMelo Ball, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Sadiq Bey. These are the dudes. It's not hard to find them. These are the guys we're talking about. Okay? If we can somehow get a hold of one of these dudes, we'd be in good shape. See? That's what I'm talking about. All right? And then again, I mentioned your KP, who's right below them. But in terms of like all NBA, but he would make a big difference. He's my wild card. Put it that way. But for this year, this trade season, Sadiq Bey, Alex Caruso. If we can get one of those two, be in good shape. Not championship now. Don't get tripped. Somebody acting nerd talking about Alex Caruso lock up Kevin Durant. What's wrong with y'all? He would help a lot. He would. But come on now. So, but this summer, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about trying to go superstar hunting. Right now, we're still. And then there'll be year 4. Now, this same team that we have right now will be better next year. Just by attrition, just getting better. They're going to be better next year. So the same squad coming back next year, 50-game winners, okay? But for right now, tweak. Okay, tweak. So that would be Alex Caruso or Sadiq Bey. That's what we're talking about right now. Forget $200 million Zach LaVine. Please, forget. You notice his name wasn't anywhere in any of these guys? Nowhere. Wasn't in All-NBA. Wasn't in, no. No. See? So, no. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So anyway, that's the type of dudes we go fishing for. Okay, if they become available. Now, as far as if they become available, you never know. Like that's the thing about that's the thing about superstars. You just never know. Any of these guys could become available. Let's say I don't think Giannis would leave Milwaukee. And I don't think Joker would leave Denver, but then I don't know. But they love him in Denver. Luka's a possibility. Devin Booker's a possibility. And believe it or not, if the Celtics was to lose in the first round this year, Jason Tatum is a possibility. If they were to lose in the first round, that's my caveat. If they lose in the first round this year, all bets are off. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So yeah, I wouldn't sleep on any of them. So you just never know which of these guys might become available. Joel Embiid might become available. See, you just never know. Okay, and again, if I'm LA, I'm blowing it up. I would make LeBron available, but see, that's them. They ain't going nowhere. Yeah, they beat the Knicks last night. They're gone. Okay, great. The Knicks are not going to win a championship this year. And guess what? Neither are the Lakers. Okay. I'd make them all available if I was Pelinka, but whatever. But that's what we're looking at for this summer. Right now, we're just tweaking. Alex Caruso, Sadiq Bey. That would be great. Going forward in the summer, we got picks, we got money, big game hunt. We'll see what we're going to do. Okay? In the meantime, don't get too upset. I was upset last night myself, but like I said, I waited till today, calm down, come rational, right? So don't be too upset. Let's move on. Got Miami next. See if we can get double, man. Y'all enjoy the hump day. Happy Wednesday. Shalom.